Alright, my YouTube friends, welcome. It's Uncle Dave from DEECEE'S Adventures, and I'm coming to you with another segment of plant identification with Uncle Dave. Today we have the common mullein plant. Let's pull out, before we take a look at the plant, let's pull out the Peterson Field Guide, Wild Edibles of Eastern and Central North America, and let's see what the book has to say about it. Alright, here we are, the common mullein. I don't know if you guys can see this, but produces a low rosette of leaves in the first year and a stout stalk topped with a club-like flower head in the second year. Leaves large, densely woolly, gray-green, upper leaves taper into the stem. 2 to 6 feet. Where found, poor fields, waste places, most of our areas, flowers from May to September. The uses for this is a tea. You steep the dried leaves for 5 to 10 minutes, summertime. And this here is the illustration they're showing. Pretty good one. It's just of the rosebud. It's of the flower head of the second year plant, and it says that there is a colored plate on page 10, on plate 10. So let's go and check that out right now. Alright, here we go. Found the page here. Let's take a look at what it says here. A velvety gray-green leaf with a club-like flower head of the common melon is a familiar feature of pastures and roadsides in the east. A delicate tea brewed from the dried leaves at one time was a popular herbal remedy for lung ailments. Summertime, it says. And here is the colored picture that they have, which again they're showing you the flower and the seeds, which is kind of strange because the leaf is how you identify it, and the flower and the seed pods really is useless except for when it's been dried, and we'll talk about that towards the end of the video here because you can use them for fire making. But let's go take a look at the actual plant. Alright, here we are back to the plant. We've got a good specimen here. This is a second year plant. The plant we were looking at is right here. But this is a nice bigger one. It's gives us a good opportunity to really see what it looks like. It's really felty, a gray-green color like they said. You can collect all these inner leaves. I want this one to grow up so I won't pull off the leaves on the inside. But the inside leaves, those young ones, are the ones that you really want. You dry them out and you can steep them like tea. And I actually have had tea with mullein in it before. I'm an asthmatic, and you guys might hear me huffing and wheezing sometimes on these videos. But this plant, I've actually bought teas in the store that have mullein and cherry bark in them. And they were always really good, and I did think that they were helping my lungs out a little bit. But another, probably the most common use these days for this plant is as toilet paper to wipe your butt, because unless you're super hyperallergenic, this is actually one of the best things in the wilderness to wipe your rear end with when you when you gotta go, and when you gotta go, you gotta go. So yeah, common mullein is, I would say, more known for that than probably tea these days. So that's a use of it. This is a second year plant. That one that we were looking at over there looks like a second year plant too, but a lot smaller. It'll start shooting a stalk up. It's almost at the point where it's gonna start shooting a flower stalk up like this, and it'll come up like probably 3 feet, 4 feet tall, and they'll have yellow flowers on them, and they'll be pretty cool looking. And then they're pretty useless at that point, but then the seeds will split, and the birds will come and eat the seeds and everything. Whoa, big wind. And then the stalk will dry out, and apparently the stalk of those, when they're dried out, you can use for friction fires. So I know where one is. We're gonna go look at it right now and check that out. Yeah, and I just wanted to add real quick that it said waste places, which we're on we're on the railroad track right now, and here are the two plants. There's a bunch of them all over the place, and a railroad track would be considered a wasteland, or a waste area as far as plant growth goes. So okay, let's go find this dried stock. Alright, here we are. Excuse the road if you hear any trucks or anything go by, because I could only find this kind of close to up where the road is. But this is it. But this is either last year or the year before. It's a pretty old one, but they stay standing for a while, and the stem of this is really dry, and apparently you can make a friction fire with it, I think, using it as the drill. And I've never seen it before though, so I'm not really positive, but I have been told that that is something that you can use for a hand drill if you need to. Haven't seen it done yet, but this is how these get the yellow flowers all the way up them, and then after they die off and they spread and they crack and release the seed. And birds come and eat the seeds too out of this. Alright, well, thanks for joining us for another segment of Plant Identification with Uncle Dave, featuring the common mullein plant. Rate, leave some awesome comments down below, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can get all the recent uploads as we upload new videos. See you on the next video.